Welcome on, lads and lads. Welcome back to the King's Catalogue, where today I have seen the newest instalment in the Creed/Rocky franchise. So yeah, let's get straight into the review. So, this film was, without saying anything, just excellent. The basic idea is Creed is now semi-retired. He has his own boxing gym where he trains new fighters. And in that time, one of his old friends who had just gone to prison, had just gotten out, comes to see him, comes to say hello, see what's going on, and basically manipulates Creed into making him the world champion. And after that, Creed makes it his mission to make sure he's no longer the world champion after doing him wrong and doing him dirty. That's the basic idea. Don't want to spoil anything, obviously, because it's quite a big new film. It's a good film. Honestly, it's a great film. The characters in this film were actually excellent as well. I didn't have a problem with any of the characters. Even the villain was a great character. First, I'd like to go into the character Creed, Adonis Creed, who in this film I think is probably one of the best performances he's done in the Creed films and in films general. I've seen him in a lot of films, especially recently. I saw him in that Tom Clancy film. That was terrible. That wasn't too recent, but it was just a bad film that I watched with him in it. And, you know, really, he does redeem himself in these films, because he is actually an excellent actor. And I did find him interesting. I didn't really genuinely want him to win the fight, you know, because when he was actually being abused by someone who we thought was his friend, you know, it cuts deep, because we've all had people who have, you know, we thought they were our friends and they've done bad things and they've gone behind your back. We've all had people like that before in our lives. And if you haven't, it's something that's very common. And I think you know, even if you don't realise, some people do go behind your back and do stuff like that. And, you know, it's kind of hard to talk about this without going into spoilers, because the film is just like, as it's an underdog film, it goes very in order. There's no way to really go through it without spoiling it, so I won't put too much detail into it. Creed's family. I thought Creed's family were good in this. I'm mainly talking about his wife, his daughter, and his mother. They were the three prominent characters in that film, being his family. His wife in this film is a rock star. She's good in this. She helps Creed think through his emotions rather than with his fists. And she's an excellent character. Also performed extremely well. I thought the acting was brilliant on her behalf. She did also seem like she genuinely cared about them. Creed's daughter, who in this film is deaf or mute. I'm not sure which one's which. So they have to do sign language and all that. And it's good, because it adds more personality to the film. You know, it does show that there are actually deaf people / mute. I actually can't really remember which one it was, but they had to do sign language basically. And it does show that, I think it is, it must be deaf. What am I on about? It has to be deaf, otherwise why would they? Okay, whatever, I'm being stupid. What the fuck am I on about? Yeah, she was a good character. Obviously she's a young actress, so you can't really fault her for poor acting, because it's obviously a fucking child. If you fault a child for poor acting, what do you expect? It's a child. They're not going to know the best acting tropes. And the mother, Creed's mother, or adopted mother, in this film, excellent. Fucking brilliant. She was great in this film. She conveyed a concerned, serious mother. And yeah, there's not really much to say about the family. I always go through this. In most films, the family, they're kind of there to push them in the right direction, even if it doesn't work out sometimes. Most films do have a family that just does the same thing. The antagonist in the film, no, it's not Kang, even though it's the same actor. It's, let me look up his name, Jonathan Majors. Yep, Jonathan Majors. You might think, wow, you're really digging into this dude. Wow, this dude has been in so many films recently. I'd not known this guy about a month ago, and he's in everything now. Let me give you what he's in recently. Creed 3. He's been all the Avengers. You know, he's in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. He was in Loki, obviously, because he's Kang. And before then, he wasn't in really many big films. This is mainly like his big thing that isn't Marvel. But it's crazy to see how this dude has really blown up as an actor. And I think he is an excellent actor. I'm happy to see that he's been doing very well. But generally, this guy really tricked me as well. When I was watching this film, a basic spoiler. I'm going to spoil a little bit, okay? They're supposed to be friends from back in the day, and they come to meet up, and, you know, he's like, yo, I want a chance at the world champion. I want to fight. Creed's like, no, you fucking idiot. And he's like, nah, I'm doing it. And he does it. He breaks someone's hand. He becomes the champion. And Creed don't like that. But he actually did go behind his back in a way where when I was sitting watching this film, I was like, I knew that the promotional material they were going to fight. How are they going to get to the point of fighting? I'm not convinced they're going to fight. Generally, the whole time I was like, where did they get to fight? And they don't seem to like dislike each other. Yeah, it's just interesting, really. I just realised in the intro I put boxing shorts on to show that. You can see it in this. I've got boxing trunks on, alright. I just realised I was supposed to do it in the intro and I forgot. Right, also, the only other actor I really want to talk about is Creed's training team, and you know, Drago and all that. They were good. They were all really good. All the cast in this were just great. An amazing cast. I just want to go through some other plot points that I enjoyed. I enjoyed the fact that Creed, it's an underdog story, it's classic, it's a tale as old as time, not as good, gets treated bad, becomes top dog. That's basically the underdog story kind of trope. And it does live up to that. It is a basic underdog film, but it does it very well. It does do the underdog story very well. There were points where I thought it was a bit predictable. Like, his mate's gonna beat, you know, what's his name? I actually forgot his name. He was gonna beat, I can't remember the Mexican guy. He was gonna beat this Mexican dude. You know, he beats him obviously because if he loses him, it wouldn't really put the movie forward. So I did think bits were predictable, and I don't know whether that's just because I watch a lot of stuff and I'm a bit of an arsehole and I kind of look out for these things, or it's just because it was predictable. But to me, I could see that coming forward. Not trying to show off or anything. That, oh, I knew this was happening before you did. I knew this was going to happen, you loser. No, okay. But it did show the basic idea of this fighter who Creed was fighting really has nothing left to lose. That was basically what I got from it, watching it. Creed was on top, and this dude, he was in prison basically because of something Creed kind of did. It was kind of his fault, and he is a bit of a dick for doing that. Even when he was a child, they went, "Oh, you're a child. You got to forgive yourself. You were a dick. You should have, you know, tried harder." But you know, Jonathan Majors. I actually can't remember his name now. Jonathan Majors' character, what was it? Damien. I think it was Damien. Sorry, I've literally just seen this film and I forgot. This fighter has nothing to lose. He just wants it so badly, and because he's getting older, time is precious, so he's got to get to that fight as quick as possible, and he's got to knock everyone out to get the world champion. Also, parts I enjoyed was during the fight, they did go to a big cinematic thing. This was during the final fight. I'm not going to spoil who won, who lost, or anything, but it gets to a very trippy point, like it was some kind of psychedelic fight, where they're being put in through different places. They go to prison. They go to like a graveyard area, and they're like fighting, and they're still in the ring, but the ring around them starts transforming. And I find that to be, it was cool, but it was interesting. It was very interesting to see that kind of way they were going through. And of course, this is Michael B. Jordan's first time directing ever. I'm pretty sure, actually. I shouldn't be saying that, actually, because I'm not sure if he has directed before. From what I know, from what I've been told, this is his first time ever directing, and this is an excellent portrayal of directing. Why I do think there was a lot of flashy points and a lot of, I'd say, good camera angles, and I think they put a lot of detail into it, so Michael B. Jordan, he could go, my first directing was this, and it was fucking brilliant. I transformed everything. Give me more things to direct. And I think that was the basic idea of why there was so much, why there was so much stuff that was being, you know, put around, and why there was so many good camera angles, and why it was transforming, because this film did transform. This was a fucking excellent film. The whole area would just change, and it really portrayed like it was going through both of their emotions together, because they fought with each other as brothers, and you know they left each other, and it was a very unfortunate way of living. I don't know what the fuck I'm on about. I'm waffling a bit now. Sorry, I don't want to waffle. Sylvester Stallone. This is the first film that in the Creed franchise where it's not had him in, because obviously in the second Creed film he had passed away. I kind of thought that he would actually have like not either a ghost or just like a flashback or something. No, he wasn't in it completely. You didn't see one little glimpse of Sylvester Stallone, which I don't know if it's for better or for worse. It does show that it's moving forward past Rocky. But at the same time, it's a Rocky film. This is literally the meaning of a Rocky film. It is a Rocky film. And yeah, that's all I've really got to say. There are quite a few more things that I'd like to talk about, but I'll be completely honest with you, I'm very tired after watching the film. So I'm just going to give this film a review of 8.5. I was going to give it an 8, but I thought the film was too good for an 8. I feel like an 8's, you know, being like, oh, it's an alright film. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 so people know that I did really like this film. It's not a 9. There are a few points where obviously it being predictable, and there's just some films that don't deserve being like a 10 or a 9. It's nothing you can really improve. It's just the way the film is. That's basically my review. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in another video.